Welcome. In this video, I'll show you how to access the learner history in the GoFluent portal. The history includes a list of all learning activities, dates activities were assigned or completed, names of trainers who assigned activities, record of self-practice for e-learning, and percentage correct scores for quizzes. To access the history, you first need to select a learner. In the Learner tab in Page video, I showed you how to select an individual learner, and here you see Martin face-to-face again, and below Martin's name, we have his products. And down below his products, you'll see the word History. Click on the word History, and you'll open his history here in the center of the page. Now I'm going to make this history table a bit larger so it's easier for us to review. On the far left side, the first column in the history table is the date when the resource was last modified. The date changes each time the resource changes status. It could either show the date the resource was sent to the learner or the date it was completed by the learner. The format of the date is year, month, day. Now this is a chronological list, and the most recent activity is at the top of the list. So if you want to view older activities in the history, you need to use the scroll bar to scroll down the page. The second column in this table is the type column, and here we've given you little pictures to help you identify what type of learning activity was done. The first picture that you see here is that of a television, and this represents a video. You might also see this image of a green piece of paper, which represents an article. Below that, you see 3 purple books, and that image represents a grammar resource. And when you see the ABC, that represents a vocabulary resource. Now you might also see tools as an icon. See this hammer and wrench? That image represents a how-to resource. A how-to resource teaches specific vocabulary and phrases for a certain function in English. For example, this one teaches how to write an inquiry email. Now the next column in the table gives you the title of that specific resource, and each of these titles is a clickable link. So if I wanted to open this resource and find out what exactly is in the document, I just click the title and the resource opens here in the center of my page, and I can use the scroll bar to read the entire content of the resource. The next column is a modified by column, and that tells who sent the resource to the learner. So if you sent the resource, your name appears here in this column. If the learner chose it all by himself as self-practice, you will see the words self-practice in this column. Now remember that self-practice means the learner has e-learning. The e-learning product allows the learner to go on the GoFluent website and do study independently whenever he would like. The next column in the table is the assignment date column. Now you might be wondering why we have another column showing a date when we already have a date column on the left. The difference between the two is that the assignment date column only shows when a resource was assigned, be it in the past for previously sent homework or for future use of the learner. When a document is assigned for future use, the date will be in green to highlight the difference for you. The next column in the table gives a suggested level of difficulty of the resource. In the GoFluent system, level 1 is the least difficult, the lowest and most basic, and level 6, the most advanced and most difficult. Next, we have the quiz score column. This tells you the percentage of the answers the learner got correct on the quiz, and in another video, I'll teach you how to review the specific results to see exactly which answers were right and which answers were wrong. And finally, this column of green check marks indicates when a resource is marked done or completed. Now this is very helpful, especially when a resource is completed but no quiz was answered for it. Seeing a green check mark means that the resource has been discussed with the learner. Now above the table, you'll notice these drop-down menus that we have available. These serve as filters to help you quickly find certain activities you'd want to view. The first one you see here is the List menu. This will allow you to sort the history by activity status. If we click on the arrow to show the drop-down menu, you'll see 5 choices. Done plus homework, done, homework, future homework, and learner's view. done represents the resources that have been sent to the learner and have been completed. And for the rest, homework, future homework, and learner's view, you'll see a quick guide if you hover your mouse to the question mark right here. So homework means that these are uncompleted homework assigned to the learner in the past. Future homework means homework assigned to the learner in the future. Learner's view means uncompleted homework assigned 30 days in the past and for 30 days into the future. Now the default view is done plus homework, this one right here. Next is modified by, and with that you can filter to see which documents were assigned by one particular teacher. Maybe you'd want to see a list of resources that only you sent. In that case, just click on the arrow and choose Myself. Lastly, you'll see the type filter, and that allows you to sort by resource type. Maybe you would only want to look at the videos that were sent. If so, just click on the arrow and choose Video. Now you can use these in combination. So if you only want to choose Homework, About Grammar, then you'll have a list that looks like this. So in this example, I've selected to see a list of grammar resources that have not been completed by the learner yet and are not for future use. Now remember, if you want to look at a different learner's history, just select a new user by clicking on this link, which would pull up this pop-up box where you would search for that user. And that concludes your tour of the Learner History page. In the next video, I'll show you how to view specific quiz results.